Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manish Gupta, and as we begin the countdown to 2025, let's take a look back at the year that was for gold and other precious metals. Well, the safe haven bet record its best year in nearly 15 years after hitting record highs around 40 times in 2024. It even looks set to breach the 90,000 level in the coming year. That is, if the geopolitical uncertainty continues to rise. Silver not too far away, its rally has largely mirrored gold's growth trajectory and has managed its resurgence in 2024. But overall, it has been a mixed bag for precious metals. To decode this rally and the outlook in 2025, we are now joined by Mr. Ashok Gautam, MD and CEO at India International Bullion Exchange at Gift City. Mr. Gautam, hi, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, on the gold demand within the Indian markets itself, it has been quite on the higher side. We've seen an all-time high in this year. It also has been the best returns that we've seen in this year since 2010. So in many ways, gold has seen 2024 as a landmark year. How would you take a look back and summarize that for us?
Thank you for inviting me. In fact, I'll also relate it with what IIBX has been able to do in this year, 2024.
Sure, yeah.
And probably the kind of interest which the gold rally has generated among investors as well as the buyers. And also, we should not forget that the key point which came as the reduction in the customs duty from 15% to 6%, that also helped gold buyers a lot in India. So I'll split it into two parts. One is, of course, there are geopolitical reasons which triggered the gold rally, which I'm sure many of the investors have now gained a lot of benefits out of it. But traditionally in India, if we see the gold import numbers, they have been quite consistent. So whatever is the gold value, whether in dollar terms or in rupee terms, there has been a consistency of around 800 tons, plus minus 50 tons here and there. So that remains constant. And that is something which the international market is also observing. But one more factor, which is the second part, which I wanted to say, that globally and within India also we have seen, the central banks have also upped their buying of the gold. So that has also really seen that the gold rally continues, and many of the central banks have been diversifying their whatever safe assets, whatever they are keeping in various currencies. So some of that has been now moved to the gold. But if you allow me, I would like to link it with what has happened at IIBX.
Oh, well, absolutely, Mr. Gautam. That actually was my second question. But yes, the numbers have been quite strong. The year has been very kind to you, and we've seen a lot of successes coming in. So, well, yes, to begin with, what is the kind of imports that we've seen in gold, and what is the number of jewelers and TRQ holders that are connected to you? If you could start with that, and also tell us the string of successes that you've seen in this year.
Thank you, Manisha ji, and you and your channel, they have been quite supportive of IIBX. So I want to acknowledge that and start from there. Thank you for being a great support. So let's look at what we have been able to do. This calendar year we look at, this whole calendar year, we have been able to show an import of around 64 tons. This financial year itself has been amazing. In this financial year itself, we have already crossed 60 tons. And overall, since inception, whatever we have done, we believe that by the end of this week, we'll be crossing the 70-ton mark for the gold import. Now, these numbers, as you see, have come with great effort. In the first financial year, the year when we were launched by the Honorable Prime Minister, we had only done 411 kilograms. The second financial year, we did close to 8 tons. But now, if we look at what we have done, these numbers look quite impressive. In fact, these numbers are what we have been projecting to our board, to our regulator, and to you when we have had the private conversations where we have said that we actually think that our first full financial year, when we are ready with everything, we should target around 100 tons. Sure. Now, this year also, this number is not actually out of our reach. Maybe since inception, whatever is the number, that 100 tons looks doable in this financial year. But let's look, what all has contributed towards it. So obviously we know that. I will start with what our regulator has been able to do, because the qualified jewelers and the TRQ holders, they are approved by the regulator, and they have really set up special task force, because when the deluge of applications started coming in, when the TRQ quota for this financial year came in, we got a lot of support from our regulator. You will be very happy to know that today the number of qualified jeweler and the TRQ holders which we are having in our books is 571.
Okay.
That's quite amazing. And we also have on the supply side 33 qualified suppliers who are already with us. So this is one factor. Second factor is that the kind of efficiencies which we have been able to bring in. Efficiencies because the kind of transparency which is there, we have kept our costs very low. We have also ensured that we work in close collaboration with customs, so that qualified jewelers as well as the TRQ holders who are coming here to import their gold, they get the import process at the customs gate very smooth. So that has also been of great help to us. Another important factor which we have been able to do is some of the things on the IT side. As you know, we are settling BDR every 30 minutes. We introduced this year fund settlement 3 times a day, so that the qualified suppliers also get their dollars very fast. Not only that, we work with some of the qualified suppliers to work on an API where the live streaming prices are now being given by the suppliers for the buyers. Initially, that was not the case, but this year we have already one qualified supplier is already pushing all their prices through API on a streaming basis. There are 3 more which are in pipeline, and I'm sure in the Q4 of this financial year, beginning from 1st January, we'll have a lot more entities who are streaming their prices.
Mr. Gautam,
so this
also,
has helped entities to see the prices live on the exchange, and this has given them a lot of confidence to come here and start trading.
I'm sure.
Yes,
but that is about gold. But you also did start silver this year. The futures is something that you also were looking to launch. Have those also made any, strong, steady moves onto that one? And what is now your plan coming in for 2025?
Quickly, Manisha ji, silver we did around 1150 tons. I think that's a good number for first calendar year. We are hopeful that going forward, we will be able to see some good numbers in silver. Though largely that silver volume were driven by the SEPA silver, which was coming in at that point of time. But we are also very mindful that what are the way forward for us. Way forward, as you mentioned, is about the gold futures. For that, a lot of groundwork is being done. So I'll just quickly tell you what all groundwork is being done. That we have reached out by way of coverage. So just to tell you, you'll be very happy to know, today, the onboarded entities in IIBX are from 20 states and union territories. They are covered. We are covering 83 districts from where these entities have come on IIBX. These are quite impressive numbers. And we have been doing a lot of outreach programs, one-to-one meetings with the clients, where we are explaining to them the benefits of taking gold from us, and also looking at us for hedging their gold price risk, which has been permitted by Reserve Bank of India and IFSCA, where they can come on IIBX and do the gold futures, use the gold futures to hedge their gold price risk. For that, many of them have already reached out to their AD banks to set up the limits for them so that they can come on IIBX. And we are hoping that in the Q4, we'll be able to show some decent results on that.
Sure. So
we
this
have
is
also
about gold.
talked to various international players where they are ready to come to IIBX and start making the two-way prices for the gold futures.
Okay. Well, it's interesting to know, as you said, there are participants from 20 states now. So you pretty much have covered the overall India with gift cities in Gujarat, where most of the participants are actually coming to you there. For 2025, what is it that you are looking to do more? I remember a conversation from long back, Mr. Gautam, where you said gold and then silver, and I have my eyes set on copper as well. So are all that ground being created as well, is being readied?
Okay, so let me just tell you, we did look at the platinum,
Okay.
but we somehow found that the volumes are not too great at this moment. But that is very much on radar, and we may have in the calendar year 2025 a platinum contract coming.
Okay.
Just to tell you, we have also reached out to our regulator and we have submitted our product contours for the silver futures. So we will also soon have the silver futures coming in. Apart from that, another thing which we want to do very much is that how to provide gold to the exporters of jewelry. So just to tell you, the SEZ to SEZ movement of the uh, gold for that particular purpose, there is a SOP which has been already cleared by the Development Commissioner of Gift SEZ. They were just waiting for the ICE gate to be implemented at various SEZs, and that has been done. And for that, we have received one representation from the trade body where they have requested that can we have a category called qualified jeweler exporters. For that, we have given our inputs to our regulator, and we are waiting for regulatory and government approval for that category to be activated, where there will be some kind of lenient, criteria as far as the exporters are concerned. That is one thing. Another thing which we are very keen is that there are LBMA refineries in India for silver and also for gold. But at least for silver, what we have worked with our development commissioner and some representation has been made that can we look at some kind of a deemed export from India to gift IFSC of LBMA silver bars, and these bars can be traded on IIBX. So there are plans which we are working on. Another thing which we are very keen, which we must do in the year 2025, is that how can we invite and make our bullion depository receipt very much attractive for the NRIs, for foreign investors, and entities which are outside India and entities which are in gift IFSC, which will also mean that the funds which have set up here, if they are looking to invest in gold and silver, can they look at BDR as a avenue for investment in gold and silver? Similarly, for the NRIs, if they want to have 5 or 10% of their overall portfolio of their investment book, and they're looking at that 5 to 10% into bullion, can they look at gift IFSC, IIBX, BDRs for as their investment vehicle where they can invest gold and silver in?
All
With
right.
that, I'll also say one more thing, that we are trying to develop some more financial products around bullion depository receipt. As you know, we have been successful in ensuring that the gold or silver, the silver actually, that transaction was related to silver, the silver which has been traded on IBX, that has been delivered on one of the exchanges vaults. And it was part of the delivery of the futures on that exchange. That is point number one. Point number two, we are almost ready with the concept that as soon as the electronic gold receipt trading starts on the domestic exchanges, we will activate the BDR to EGR portability. Now, that is something which we are very gung-ho about, and we believe that that will seamlessly bring in the gold which is coming from India, and it can, after getting traded on IBX, it can then get traded on the domestic exchanges when they are ready.
Sure.
Apart from that, we are also, the concept note is ready to develop repo product around BDR. We have also requested our regulator, and they are talking to Reserve Bank of India, how to have the gold metal loan and the gold leasing products. This we have talked to you earlier, but I believe that 2025 is the right year when we'll be able to
get all of this in. So clearly, there's a long, accomplished list that you have coming in from 2024 and big plans going into 2025 as well. Mr. Gautam, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best. And we do wish you that the list that you have or the resolutions that you have for the next year, may all of those really come true. But thank you so much for joining us, and this is wishing you a very, very happy new year. But with that, let's go for a very short break. Well, that was about gold and the imports and the demand here. But don't go anywhere, because we take a deep dive into shake-up in the jewelry market led by lab-grown diamonds with Smit Patel, director at Greenlab Diamonds, on the other side. Welcome back to Commodity Champions. And 2024 saw another shake-up in the jewelry market with the rise of lab-grown diamonds. It's quietly or quite strongly becoming a preferred choice by consumers, both from a price front and sustainability perspective. The lab-grown diamond market is estimated to quadruple in India by 2033. And on the back of this, big players like Tata are planning to bet big on it. Meanwhile, stock full of natural diamond continues to grow. Will this trend see going forward into 2025 as well? To answer this, we are now joined by Smit Patel, he's director at Greenlab Diamonds. Smit, hi, thank you so much for joining us. Well, there are more listed companies which are getting into lab-grown diamonds now. We've seen demand continue to grow. We've seen prices kind of stabilize as well in 2024. How would you look back at the year and summarize it for us?
Thank you so much for having me at the show, Manisha. I would like to start off by saying that, in 22-23, India exported 4.7 million carats of lab-grown diamonds. In 23-24, it was 7.81. And this year, in the 2 quarters, we've already surpassed that by reaching a 9.18 million carats of lab-grown diamonds exported that have been cut and polished in India and mostly grown in India. So that's a very positive sign for this industry. We see that worldwide, the demand of this is still continuing to grow, and we can expect the same kind of rise happening in India as well. It is clear that the major companies are also trying to test out the markets in lab-grown diamonds. This is because the customers are demanding lab-grown diamonds. There has not been any kind of mass marketing that has happened around this product, but I think in this new technological age, the consumers are realizing that, okay, this is the potential future, and the potential for creativity and jewelry is all being explored in India as well now.
Smit, what about the prices? Would you say after that very sharp correction that we saw in 23-24 was a year of stabilization?
Yeah, so even though you can, like I told you, the rough percentage has increased. However, the prices have not, like the amount of total export has also not decreased, even though the prices have corrected. Pricing correcting actually became a very healthy thing for this industry. Because it was a new age industry, it was newly developed, the prices were pretty high in the beginning. However, the price correction has allowed a lot of other players to enter this business now, taking fewer risks and exploring the jewelry industry all over the world.
When you say new players have come into the industry, is that good or bad for the industry? And how strong is the competition right now? I was also reading a report, Smith, which says there are nearly 1,500 to 1,800 lab-grown diamond reactors in India right now. Has that number changed by the end of this year?
The numbers have definitely changed. We can estimate around 2,800 to 3,000 reactors that are currently known to me personally. So definitely there is potential for this industry to grow, and this has also helped our artisans in India, the skilled laborers, who are now cutting and polishing majority lab-grown diamonds, because it requires the same type of skill to cut both mine diamonds and lab-grown diamonds as well. So definitely,
and would you say the competition is good?
The number of the future is definitely good.
And is the competition good as well?
I'm sorry, Manisha, your voice.
Smith, is the competition good with so many reactors and newer players coming into the market? Is the competition growing?
So it's a very healthy competition. Like I said, the price correcting has actually made this industry a lot healthier. We can see a lot more people who understand the value chain of this business entering this industry. It isn't a short, easy money-making business. It's a proper, you have to think about creativity. You have to think about the value chain. You have to think about who you're exporting, what kind of stock you keep, what quality you're focused on. So the competition actually increases the type of creation and the quality performance that each and every company will have to think about. And that is actually a very positive sign for the industry overall, because now even the end consumers will demand more and more quality products and more creative products for themselves as well.
Absolutely. Smith, I was reading a report from Wed Me Good. I mean, these guys do weddings, and within that, there is a segment which says that 45% of brides in the last couple of years, and this number is growing, have preferred lab-grown diamonds, and majority of uses in the engagement diamonds or rings itself. And, the whole emerging sense is about sustainability, about being environment friendly, and somewhere the lab-grown diamonds seem to be finding their within the space as well.
Yes, it's sustainability, environment friendly, and also the creativity, which I would like to emphasize on that, because now the brides can really, really wear what they wanted to, the things that what they were dreamt of since they were children. I can see that in my factory right now, the amount of custom designs that are coming in by brides who really want to wear what they had according to what their plan when since they were like small, and we are enabling that right now. We have a big trade show coming up in a few days. However, I'm worried that most of the stock is being emptied out by the type of demands that are coming in from the recent marriages that are happening in India right now.
Oh, well, absolutely. Smith, I do remember 5 years or 7 years ago, there wasn't a lot of shelf space or stalls given to lab-grown diamonds. But that clearly has changed in the last few years, would you say? Whether it's about exhibitions, whether it's about more stores opening or shelf life, synthetic diamond, as they call it now, clearly seems to be making its way.
The lab-grown diamond has definitely found its ground in India as well. The trade and the government, everyone has been really supportive of this new age product. And we can definitely see that by the number of people that are applying to showcase their products in the trade shows that are happening all around India as well.
Smith, what is the growth number that you've seen? While there are various reports, but since I mean, you've had a first-hand experience with this. What is the kind of growth would you say that we're looking at on an year-on-year basis, and whether it's sustainable?
The growth in jewelry in India is incredible. I've doubled my capacity every year, and I'm still on the verge of doing that. Manisha, personally, in our company, we are opening a 6th factory, which is dedicated for jewelry, and that is mainly for India, because the demand that is coming from the north, south, east, west is unbelievable, and we see the potential of this to grow even further. And this demand is coming in from not only the majors, but the small mom and pop stores who are now able to keep a lot more designs and jewelry in their shelves to show their customers. So I don't see this stopping in the near future, and I definitely think there's a lot more potential for this industry.
I have a very quick last question. And Smith, what is the largest lab-grown diamond that has been created? And as you said, 6th factory done. You've opened a store in Delhi as well. What are you looking forward to in 2025 now?
We're coming up with a store in Hyderabad, Manisha. We see a big market out there. There's a lot of potential. The largest stone we have created right now, I have a 100-carat rough in my possession. We are planning a beautiful stone. In that, let's see what creation we can do with this. The good thing about that, this industry is now we don't care about weight as much as what kind of a beautiful stone we can plan out of that rough. And that is what the industry is moving towards. And hopefully when the piece is ready, we'll be able to share it with you.
All right. All right. It just gets bigger and better when it comes to lab-grown diamonds. And congratulations for the kind of work that is being done, Smith, and all the best to you for 2025. Wishing you a very, very happy new year there. Thank you. And with that, it's a wrap on this year-end edition of Commodity Champions. Wishing you all a very happy new year. But don't go anywhere, because more specials are coming up on the other side of this break.